Hello, friends of the Blue Island Public Library and patrons. This is Sophia. I'm going to talk about books that I enjoyed and some of which I've found on Libby. Since we can't go into the library and get our next read, we can download this app to any device, phone, laptop, or tablet. Once it's downloaded to your phone, you can search and look up books that you will want to read. Perhaps it's the time to read those classics that we meant to read but never read, or ones that we want to read and now we have a lot of time on our hands, so we can read them. The books that I really like are actually in the category called the Epistolary Novels. These are books made up of in form of letters, so correspondence, letters amongst the characters, so they make for a nice quick read. The popular one right now is the Guernsey Literary Society, the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. This book takes place shortly after World War II, in which the main character, Juliet, receives correspondence from Dawsey, a resident of the Guernsey region. Actually, some notes. Guernsey was actually the only British region taken over by the Nazis. So it talks about the life of the residents had there during the Nazi occupation. So this book then takes place where Dawsey actually finds a book that actually was once owned by Juliet, the main character, and then they start writing back and forth, and actually Juliet is an author, and she's looking for material to write her second book, so that's why she's intrigued, and the letters keep going back and forth, and then they ultimately meet. So I do recommend the book. Once you read the book, then if you have Netflix, the movie is actually available on Netflix. Another book that belongs to the grouping of the genre Epistolary Novels that I also read and I enjoyed. It's a newer one. I believe it was written last year, and this is by Matthew Dix, 21 Truths About Love, and this book is also in the format of notes, more so lists that the character, Dan, writes about his life, the career choice that he made, and it's all lists. And throughout these lists and throughout the book, you have an funny insight about him and his life. And, who can't relate? Everyone always makes lists. I know I make lists, but you truly enjoy this book. And like I said, it's a quick read. Another one that I read recently is called The Divorce Papers. Of course, it's around the divorce, but then again, all this correspondence is made up of emails, notes that are amongst each other, friends and everything. So it gives you a really funny look into how Maya and her husband ultimately talk about and go through divorce. So you'll enjoy it. a lot. It is funny, and again, it's a quick read. So then another one that's also written in this similar format, and they're older ones, are Meet Me at the Museum and Miss Austen. Of course, what attracted me to this book in particular, it's because it's Austen, you know, all the Jane Austen books and fanatics out there. That's why I started reading this one. And it goes through, again, their lives set back in England. So you'll also enjoy it. Obviously, these two of these four that I presented do touch upon historic times, so it does fall under historic fiction. And let's see. Okay, so being at home now, another thing I've noticed that Libby has to offer, and I've not done for a long time, was listen to books. So I've taken advantage of being at home and wanting to do other things besides read. I've been giving audiobooks a try, and I've enjoyed it, especially the funny ones, the humorous fiction. I tend to lean toward just to get a better understanding of the audiobooks. You can also get a brief sample of the audiobooks. So what I notice in audiobooks is that the reader's voice has to appeal to me. So, for example, the Susan Kinsella book surprised me. The setting is in England, in London, and of course, and what's appealing is the reader has a British accent. So it's revving up to be a good read. Well, here, because it's an audiobook. So give this Libby app a try. Honestly, on my phone, I try not to read the books on the phone because it is a lot smaller. I am using it mostly for audiobooks, but it's a good way to get your reading on and listen to something other than TV or the radio. So there's another option, audiobooks through Libby. Thank you, and stay safe, all.